It is one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen. Beholding and Becoming is the work of art crafted by best-selling author Ruth Chou Simons. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
You talk in this book about contentment and discontentment. Those are two big extremes. Talk to me about these two extremes.
Yeah, I think contentment is gratitude, is knowing that everything you've been given, everything that you have to steward, is given to you for a purpose. And discontentment is when we start feeling entitled, when we start thinking, I deserve better, more comfort, better conditions, more ease, whatever it is. And I fall into that a lot. And I think it usually traces a path of the way I think about God and what I think He's given to me.
When I was reading your book, I was thinking about a conversation I had recently with a coworker. She works with somebody who's incredibly negative, always complaining, but the woman is completely not aware that she is the negative person in the room. And it got me thinking, when we live in discontentment, how do we know if we're actually the negative, annoying person in the room? We might not realize it.
Right. I mean, I think sometimes you really do have to stop and kind of take inventory of the kind of words that you speak and say. And it's kind of fun when you go back and read your texts to other people and think, what is it that you're texting? How do you lead out, is the word ugh happening very often, Or are you saying things like, I can't believe it, or you should have seen, or, I think about the way I speak about things. And so often, if I were to be honest, a lot of my sentences begin with some version of, I deserve better, versus all is grace and God is so kind. He was so merciful. If I lead out with who God is and how kind He is, the sentence that follows that usually kind of shows gratitude versus entitlement.
And it's so true, because we live in a culture where everyone's concerned about their rights. My rights, I need to get my rights. And if I get my rights, you can't have your rights. It's hard to live with that mentality. Yeah. How do we walk back towards contentment?
Well, I think we have to start with believing and knowing that God knows what is for your best. And it's so hard because it goes back to the issue of trust. If you don't trust God and His hand and what He's given, then you're going to doubt everything from your promotion or non-promotion, the child that is throwing a temper tantrum in your home today. Those are things that could cause you to go in a fit of discontentment or entitlement. I deserve easier than this. But if you start with, wow, I deserve nothing. I am really somebody who deserves the wrath of God. But no, God in His kindness gives me so much more than I deserve. And that's a hard place to be when we're a pretty entitled culture.
I love that. God and His kindness. Just even meditating on His kindness has got to make us a happier person, kinder person. Thank you so much for all that you shared in this beautiful book.
Thank you.
We want to make sure that we get this into your hands. You are going to absolutely love it. Here's how you can get your copy.